You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you back controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
The crazy thing about that intro is everything Malcolm said in 1964 is still apropos today. It's been 62 years since that speech. And the biggest flex the Democrats have to show to the Black American community is Lyndon B. Johnson's Civil Rights Act that was signed later that same year. And that has been a de facto nothing burger when it comes to the advancement of our communities in any significant way. But the great thing is, there's a renaissance happening right now. And FBAs are finally starting to wake up to this old, tired, Democratic playbook.
It's real convenient that Black Democrats like to say it's both parties. How? How could it be both parties when Black people, Black Democrats, have been voting for the Democrats at an 80% to a 90% click since 1962? And we're talking about local and state elections, which is what really matters, which are the elections that actually affect Black communities. And you look around since then, and you see the fall of the Black community, and you have nerves and the audacity to say it's been both parties. How is that? So this is what it is. Let's admit this. Let's talk about it. What you don't want to do is you don't want to admit that it's been Democratic policies, especially state and locally, that has destroyed and disenfranchised Black communities. That's where all the violence is at. That's where all the school systems are failing. Right? This is where all the redlinings happen. But instead of you admitting and saying, man, listen, I'm a Democrat, but I gotta say it. They have failed us in these areas. But what you do is you cower out and duck behind this term that it's both parties, instead of admitting it's been your party, once my party, that has destroyed Black communities throughout this country.
See, Unc is talking. When people come to you saying, CJ, why aren't you talking about Trump? Why aren't you talking about Trump? Trump is on the federal level. He's the last line of defense. You're supposed to be talking about what's happening in your state and in your city, locally. And everywhere these Democrats are locally in my communities, they're the worst. Stop going all the way to the federal level before you address the local level.
Let me tell you why you don't see Black Americans out here with these protesters. Oh, you may see some Somalians, you may see some Jamaicans, some Haitians, etc. First generation, maybe even second generation people out there, but you're not gonna see the founding Black Americans who have been here since this country began. We can trace our lineage back. Our mothers were born here, their mothers were born here, and their mothers' mothers were born here, and therefore we are Americans. We are not going to be out there in the street cheering for everybody else to get dropped like bombs in our neighborhoods, because that's what the Democrats did to us. They took a whole bunch of Black and brown looking people and they dropped them in our neighborhoods and thought we wasn't gonna notice it. Well, y'all all look the same. That's how racist the Democrats are. They thought we wasn't gonna notice Somalians in our neighborhoods. Y'all think we the same? They don't even speak to us. They call us slaves. They disdain us. They don't even want to be around us. But y'all Democrats with y'all's racist behinds thought we wasn't going to notice it. And so now you notice we ain't out there with y'all. Oh, y'all fighting hard to keep y'all's new slaves, ain't y'all Dixiecrats? Yeah, we not y'all slaves no more. And when y'all's new pets are all gone, don't come crawling back. Don't come acting like, oh, we care about the American Negro. You do not. Y'all don't care about us. We got pushed out of our neighborhoods. We got pushed out of jobs. And y'all sat back and cheered for that. Y'all out here fighting in the streets to keep that. To keep us in struggle while y'all's newcomers get, just the red carpet rolled out to them because y'all need somebody to pick y'all's cotton. We see y'all. And we will not forget how you played us.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, the Democrats played themselves. What they thought they were going to do is bring over a lot of Latino people, right? Not realizing their voting bloc is split. They thought we're going to bring over a lot of Africans, not realizing they're tribal and their voting blocs are split. Somalians are not going to vote with Ethiopians. Ethiopians are not going to vote with Nigerians. Nigerians are not going to vote with Ghanaians. Us, we're one big voting bloc. Mexicans are not going to vote with Venezuelans. Venezuelans are not going to vote with Puerto Ricans. Not only are Latinos split, then half of their community thinks they're white. So what they thought they were going to do is replace us with another voting bloc, and now they're realizing it didn't work out the way we thought it was.
That I'm not quite understanding. Now, if somebody's here illegal, that's against the law. What are they asking y'all to do, to break the law? Ramirez, you got Black people in that district. When you gonna ever stand up for them? They living in poverty, poor education. What are you saying? You can't even look me in my face. What are you saying? You don't care about them. And here go Black faces. We the majority, and you sitting here talking about a small majority, a small voting bloc. What are you saying? Forget the biggest voting bloc that y'all supposed to represent? And listen to me, my biggest threat is not ICE. My biggest threat is the local police, the sheriff, the state troopers. It wasn't long ago that the state troopers rolled a boy down on the ATV and shot him dead. Which one of y'all stood up for us then? Kim Worthy, always overcharging. In fact, she got an interrogating unit that says after 5, 10, 30 years, oh, we made a mistake, let them go. Y'all don't say a one ugly word about that. So what are we doing here?
See, Unc brought up a great point. When you think about what these Democrats be doing, they don't even advocate for us. Getting something passed is one thing, getting a legislation passed, getting a bill passed. Okay, that might be hard to do, right? But we don't even see them advocating for us. Every time you see Jasmine Crockett, she pounding the table in these Congress meetings talking about illegal immigrants. Why don't you ever pound the table for us? That's just advocating. When you see Ayanna Presley, she be in these congressional meetings pounding the table for illegal immigrants. Why? When are you going to advocate for us? Getting a bill passed, a legislation passed, that's one thing. Advocation's a whole nother. You could be stomping the floor, pounding the table for us, but you never see them doing it.
When Black voters started asking more from the Democratic Party, when we stopped going for, if you don't vote for me, you ain't Black, or I carry hot sauce in my bag, or here, look, we have a rapper at the White House dancing and performing for us. As soon as Black voters started requiring more than that, the Democrats' strategy switched from racism to immigration. Anybody else notice that but me? As soon as Black voters decided that we want more than, the same promises every 4 years, the Democratic Party decided to shift their attention from us to another topic. And if you don't see that, honestly, I feel like it's just because you're not paying attention. If you can't see it, it's because you're not paying attention. When Black voters started asking for more, the Democrats, when they could have just easily been like, you know what, y'all are right. We have been doing the same song and dance for the past 60 years since the civil rights. Every time something goes on, we take y'all back to slavery and the civil rights movement. Let's just move forward and actually try to be helpful to the Black community. They were just like, you know what? No.
Sis is exactly right. All they have to really do to fix this problem is give the Black American community tangibles. But they just refuse to do the right thing by us. They can come out today and say, you know what? You guys have been our most loyal voting base. Let's make something happen for you. We realize we've been neglecting you, our bad, and we'll say, okay, we right back on the train. Why do they refuse to make their wrongs right? Because they never planned on doing nothing for us anyway.
Democrats ain't never did.
Yeah, they did do something. They gave your mama Section 8 and locked your ass up. So now she got the crib and you can't go to the crib. Well, you're doing this shit. That's what they did. They crippled the Black, because they giving y'all Section 8 link cards, all this shit. Now you don't want to work. I done heard say, man, I don't want to get no job. They gonna stop my link. Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. That makes sense. Okay. And purpose ain't even want Trump in there because they say, man, Trump can stop the link card. Don't vote for Trump, y'all.
So you feel like Black rely too much on Trump?
No. I think that the Black
government.
It's like on the government. Yep. And the Democrats purposely do that so they can get your vote. They say like, yeah, we're going to give you more of this, we're going to give you more of that, we're going to give you more of that.
And you feel like that's crippling us?
Nah, they got these Venezuelans.
Oh, yeah, the immigrants.
Coming over here doing all type of shit. Then they kicking the Black out, giving them $800 voucher and giving them $5,000, $8,000 voucher. How that makes sense? That's some Democratic shit.
Listen, when my cousins in the trenches, and I love my cousins in the trenches, when they start speaking on and articulating themselves about what the Democratic Party be doing, you know you guys in trouble now.
Jessica, please begin.
The reality is this. Black people's voting is not in danger, and you know it's not. And you know it's not. I'm 63 years old. I've been voting since I was 18. I have never had a problem voting. Now, that may apply to my mother and father. It applies to my grandparents. Surely it does. And in fact, because it does, every single person in this room, including that Jewish lady that just got up and talked, need to really be thanking us. Really need to be thanking us for giving y'all the right to vote, for giving y'all the right to be here, instead of sitting up here manipulating the Voting Rights Act like something's getting ready to happen to our right to vote, when you know that's not true. So now you all gonna drag Black people in here, definitely some senior citizens, and gonna have them come up here and talk about how they scared to vote, how this messed up their right to vote, women need to vote, all that junk, when you know it's not true. Just like you sit up here and make like
Black people can't get IDs. Us requiring IDs to vote. It's gonna stop black people from voting. Why black people ain't got IDs? See, you all get more and more ridiculous. But you can't, in this room, full of these black people, talk about that federal case that just got filed Monday that's talking about how you all are stealing property at Cook County sales. Where the black people in here? Raise your hand that if they told you to come in here to talk about how your property got stolen. Where you at? Huh? Because we got commissioners in here that know for a fact it's happening. Catskill, you know it's happening. Lori, you know it's happening. Michael Scott, you know it's happening. Lamont Williams, come on, you give up cases for the county. You know it's happening. Donna Miller, you know what's happening. Well, come on, y'all black people that they done send here with these 501c3s, that they got y'all in here talking for them. Why y'all ain't in here talking about how they stealing our property?
1 minute.
Where y'all at? Come on, because y'all getting ready to come up here to this mic and lie for the cameras to say that black people's voting is done by this Louisiana thing and Donald Trump and the Trump administration, when Donald Trump is in front of the Supreme Court right now, fighting for the 14th Amendment, saying that black people, that amendment was for black people.
30 seconds.
Not for birthrights, not for people to anchor themselves over here illegally. And they got y'all black people in here getting ready to talk against him. I mean, y'all real sick up in the head. You're sick in the head and more sicker in your spirit. This is insane.
Time has expired for the speaker. Next
Y'all
speaker,
crazy.
Taiwan's.
Jessica Jackson is an American hero. And the truth of the matter is, the Democratic Party better wake up and wake up fast, because we don't need neither one of y'all, the Republicans or the Dixiecrats. We gonna do for self and make it happen on our own. And don't come begging back to the table asking for our votes, because what y'all think is, y'all think we got a short-term memory. Because what y'all will do is, y'all will kick the can down the road while you guys have the House and the Senate. Wait till the Republicans get back in office and then blame them. Well, we don't have the House and the Senate. Well, we don't have the House and the Senate. Knowing good and dang well that every time you do, you still don't make nothing happen. Y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.